Hi, I'm Jason Gieske, designer of Looters of the Labyrinth, and I'm going to teach you how to play. The components you see here are prototypes, so a lot of them are not necessarily what you're going to get in the box, but they're fairly close to it. So in this game you're playing as treasure raiders, trying to get the majority of the treasure from this labyrinth before the other players do. In a two-player game, that means the first person to get 7 of these 13 treasures wins the game. So here we have the initial setup for the game. Off to the side we have labyrinth wall pieces. We have a stack of labyrinth wall cards, and these correspond to those pieces. Each player gets a hand of those cards to start. With 2 players, that's 5 cards. They have as many wall tokens as they have cards, and each player also has a rubble token. The player pawns will start adjacent to the corners of the board. In the center of the labyrinth, there are 13 treasure pieces that are put on the orange squares on the board. So gameplay is really simple. On your turn, you can do all of one action. That can be one of 4 different types of action. So we'll just start into a 2-player game here and show the various things you can do on your turn in the process. Okay, so Black's gonna do the first play. One of the things you can do on your turn is you can play one of your cards that's in your hand. So he's gonna play this card. You play it straight to the discard pile, like so, and then you take the matching wall and you put it out on the board. So it has to go matching on the grid. It can go 90 degrees, flipped any direction. You can flip it over. It has to be entirely on the board though, so that's not legal. And it cannot block any player off from any of the treasures, so that would be illegal. You can partially block people though, so that would be legal. So when you place a wall, you also place a wall token on the first node of the wall. Now, there's 2 sizes of wall. This is a bigger wall. There's smaller walls too. The bigger walls have 3 nodes. You put the token on the node furthest from the node with the X on it. Okay, yellow's going to go, and another thing you can do on your turn is you can simply move your pawn. Well, maybe not simply. You have to move it orthogonally, so vertically or horizontally, and it can only stop when it hits either a wall or the edge of the board. So yellow is going to move here, and he's going to hit a wall. Now, when you hit a wall, this token that was put on it goes down to the next node. So that's going to happen. Black on his turn is also going to move. He's going to move to here. Yellow's going to move again, and he's going to simply move in this direction, and he's going to hit the wall again. So you can do that. Now Black's going to come here, move, and hit the wall, and now, since it's on the X already, it will come off when he hits it. Now when this wall piece comes off, then he will get his token back, he will put that back where it came from, and he will then be able to draw a new card. So you can only draw a new card when one of your walls comes off the board. So it's yellow's turn. He's going to play a wall, and he's going to block the black player with it. And put a token on it. There you have it. Okay. Black's turn. Here's another thing you can do on your turn. Each player has a rubble token, and you can put that out on any spot on any wall on the board. And it's also stuck on whatever wall you put it on until that wall comes off the board. So Black puts his rubble token there. That rubble token acts as an open spot on the board that any pawn can then pass through. Yellow's going to move again, and he's going to move in this direction. So normally player pawns pass through other player pawns, but in this case, since Black is up against a wall, yellow will end next to him instead, and also yellow will not hit this wall. Okay, now Black's going to move through his rubble token and claim a treasure. So to pick up a treasure, you simply move through it, and then Black gets stopped by the edge of the board over there. So just put the treasure next to you, and play continues on. So a bit further on into the game here, yellow's gotten himself into a situation where he is out of cards, and so he needs to get another one back. It's his turn. So the 4th thing you can do as an action on your turn is to weaken one of your own walls without running into it. It has to be your own wall, can't be someone else's though. So yellow is going to do that. So he's going to choose this one and simply move it down one. Now black's going to take his turn and move to here. So yellow's going to go again. He wants a card, so he's going to weaken this again. And now that it's on the X, when he weakens it, it'll be demolished instead, so it'll come off, and he'll be able to draw a card. So he gets that back, that goes back. Okay, and to cover some other fringe cases here, I've set up a little bit of a demonstration. So in this case, yellow's going to block black here from getting that treasure. Normally yellow couldn't block the treasure in like this, but because there is that rubble token there, that makes an open spot on the board, so it's legal to put this here because there is access to that treasure. So he's going to do that. Even though it is an open space on the board, you cannot shove a bit of wall through it like that. Other placement rules, you can't put a wall where a pawn is or where a treasure is. So that was Looters of the Labyrinth. Easy to learn, hard to master.